Good people, good people, good people. We are excited to be back with Drummers United International. We are having a conversation today with some amazing drummers out of the Bay Area and the Las Vegas area. Um, and yeah, we're excited to do this talk again, just to have a healthy conversation about musicianship, have a healthy conversation about how to handle business when it comes to music as a musician, and also some different things that are going on during the pandemic where we can be creative as individuals and make other streams of income from being a musician, and also different ways that we can make money outside of playing our instruments that help to basically put some money in our pockets as musicians during this time. So I have Soul Tone Swift, I have Amber J. Plays Williams, I have my guy Ben, I got Ronnie Thomas, we got Foots on here, Daryl Woolfolk, and we got a couple of others coming in as well. And we're excited to have everybody here. Let's all bring everybody in the moment, and let's have a critical conversation about musicianship. All right. So, what's going on, everybody?
What up?
What's
How
going
y'all
on?
feel? How y'all feeling?
Hey,
Mate,
Okay, yeah. So yeah, let's have a talk. First of all, we got some new faces on here, so everybody can go around and introduce themselves. How long you been playing drums? Where you from? And what is one thing you're looking forward to try to do in the future as a musician? So, Amber, Ben, want to go first?
Ladies first.
okay, can y'all hear me okay?
Yep.
Okay, because you guys sound a little distorted. It might be my connection. I'm not sure. But
Yeah, it's all good.
I know you said, huh?
Okay, can you hear me okay?
Yeah, I hear you. I might have to sign out and come back in.
Okay.
Is that okay?
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. Okay, hello everybody. We still here. We just getting through our little technical issues here. But yeah, man, we're excited about how things are going and how things are being built. There we go, there we go. All righty. Amber Sultan, y'all hear me all right? Ben, y'all hear me okay?
I hear you. Yeah.
Cool. Well, Ben, you go first because we're trying to get her situation together with the technical issues.
Okay, cool. Yeah. My name's Ben Gallegos. I'm from Dallas. I just recently moved to Atlanta. Um, just playing professional musician out here, and then also recently started doing some other stuff like getting into personal training actually. For I know we were talking about other streams of income and stuff like that. So yeah, when everything shut down, kind of went on a different path, and yeah, from the D to the A.
That's cool, bro. We got here. Boom. Yeah, man, that's solid, bro. I'm very interested to hear how everybody is transitioning during this time um of of getting out here and trying to find other ways and means to make money outside of music. So now who okay, cool. We got Amber back in. How you doing, Thino?
Hey, what's going on?
How you doing, man? I'm Dominique. Nice to meet you, man.
Pleasure to meet you, Dominique.
Here goes my buddy Dave. What's going on, Dave?
What's up?
Yes, sir. So yeah, we're gonna deal with Dave and the importance of him explaining sound to us a little bit later today, as a sound engineer and sound person. So Amber, can you hear me okay a little better now? Okay,
Yeah, I
cool.
hear
So
you.
we're gonna let you go because Ben, we had to switch. So it was supposed to be ladies first, but we had to switch for Ben's sake. So Amber, can you please explain to everybody who you are, how long you've been playing, who your favorite drummer is, all that stuff. Let's get to know you a little better so everybody can know.
Okay, well, my name is Amber Williams. My drummer name is Amber J Plays. The reason for that was I just wanted to put out there that I play keyboard, I play guitar, I play piano. Now, I don't play all those things, but that's the goal. So Amber J Plays just came about that I've been using for a while. And I've been playing for
Nice.
12 years. and that's very unbelievable to me because it went by
Yeah,
so
yeah.
fast. I started at a very late age. A lot of people that I was connected with, they started between like 1 and 5 years old, and I started when I was 21. And so it was very hard for me to learn the drums, but it was something I stuck with. I always tell people it's a habit that I'll never break. So um, I've just really grown a huge heart for drumming and teaching. I would have to say my favorite drummers. I don't even know where to start. A lot of people in my hometown from St. Louis, I really look up to. We have a lot of great musicians in St. Louis, Missouri. Um, I don't know why my mind is going blank as far as like people that you all may know, as far as drummers, but I listen to a lot of Snarky Puppy
Mhm.
and I love jazz, I love gospel. Um, I'm really into Ty Tribbett. I really like his musical abilities and his band, what they bring to the
Sure.
table. I just like all types of music, and I'm really passionate about teaching because when I first started, a lot of people. Well, I would know when I first became aware that I wanted to play. I was 12 years old, but back then I didn't know any female drummers. I didn't even know female drummers existed, and when I reached out to people to ask them, "Hey, can you teach me how to play?" They didn't take me serious, so I didn't take it serious. But as I got older, like that feeling of wanting to play just never went away. So I finally stepped into it and been doing it ever since.
That's dope. Now, how have you played on like any records, or do you play with any artists? Like, were you playing with any artists before the pandemic hit, or are you working on like projects? You know, I know you said you're trying to be a all things multi instrumentalist at this point. Uh, but are you working on any like projects or anything like that that people could kind of catch you on, or anything like that?
Right now, I'm just building my drum school, which is called Cross Six Drum Academy.
Oh,
I
dope.
teach kids and I teach adults. I've been doing that for a few years now. The whole purpose of that is just to give back, because I was appreciative of the ones who taught me growing up. So that feeling of accomplishment of learning that new feel or learning that new beat, I wanted to give that to someone else. And
Mhm.
so I really cater to older adults as well because they may be 50, 60 and be like, man, I wish I would have learned when I was 10 years old. And I'll be like, well, I started when I was older too, compared to a lot of people. And
Right.
so, I'm sorry, my mom is trying to talk to me while I'm talking.
Hey, Mom.
Okay, hold on one
Hey,
second.
mom.
Hold on one
Hey,
second.
Mom.
Oh,
I know we all are
hi to
tired,
them.
but we having to make the adjustment. It's all right.
Okay, hold on one second. Hey, keep going, keep going.
All right, it's all good. So Thino, can you please introduce yourself, sir?
1054.
I know you newer to the talk, but I'm sure you're not new to
Hello.
music. So
Hi, it's 1054.
He's muted.
yeah, I'm Thino.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, we want to know some history about you, man. What you doing with the drums and with music and all that stuff.
Okay. I was just
Oh,
outside.
yeah, it's
It
all
just
good.
started to rain. Just started to rain. So let me,
Got you.
I'm calling you from New Jersey, East
Okay.
Coast. I've been, and first of all, thanks for the invite. I really do appreciate it.
Yes, sir.
I've been playing drums for a long time,
Okay.
on and off for about 50 years. And drumming was a great opportunity for me. Being born and raised in Coney Island, Brooklyn, it was a great opportunity for me to take advantage of my roots in Coney Island. And Coney Island was full of flavor, full of diversity. the rhythms underneath the boardwalk and in the streets just sort of like permeated me, and it was a great way to get out of the projects and meet people. It was just a natural. I had the rhythm in me, and I started playing professionally in Asbury Park, New Jersey, undercover at about 14 years old.
Oh, wow.
Had a fake mustache, and I played at that time. They were strip joints.
Oh, wow.
So that was an experience for me. But it got me out of the house. It earned a couple of bucks so I can give it to my family, my mom and dad, because again, we lived in the housing projects until 1976. And then just an entrepreneurial spirit got me to corporate America. Did very well, but my passion has always been music.
That's solid. You said you was doing it at 14, man. That's crazy. Like,
it was great. I played with an Italian band, believe it or not.
oh wow.
They didn't speak any English, and I didn't speak any Italian. And just to go to show you, just so you know, again, brings me to music is universal. You know, it's the language of the soul. It's the language of the spirit. And they played Beatles songs at the time, Rolling Stones, a couple of Italian hits, and they just loved the backbeat and the street beat that I gave, the flavor that I gave to their music. Oh, it's starting to pour now. Hang on a second.
Okay.
I'm looking for a spot to talk here. Hey, sir, I got the stuff out in the front. You want to just put it on?
Now we got my guy,
All right.
super drummer on here, Ronell. What's going on, bro? How you doing today?
He's muted too.
Yeah, I'm trying to.
Can I ask Amber a question?
Yeah, go ahead.
She just disappeared.
Yeah, she'll be back in a second. I think she's trying to get her signal together.
Okay.
They have some technical issues, it appears. So everybody's trying to figure out how to get in and stay in and, you know, hear and listen and the whole thing. So it happens. So there they go. Hold on one second. They coming back in a second. There we go. Okay, now Foots wanted to ask Amber a question. What's that you had to ask her?
You in St. Louis right now, Amber? Can you not hear me? Amber, are you in St. Louis?
What's the question?
Do you know Fred Dinkins or LaVale Bell?
Yeah, I don't think she can hear. Hold on one second. We'll put it back in and see if that works. Yeah, it's taking its time. Okay, so bro, Ronell, how's everything going with you, bro? What you got going? What you working on? You know, that the world is gonna be able to hear, you know, and all that stuff. What you got?
I got some stuff coming out. I got my own little album EP coming out. Probably in the next, like I said, about a month probably. And just trying to build my brand more and just trying to just work. I'm working with Dwayne Wiggins from Tone Tony currently with some stuff, and you know, working with Duran Bernard on some stuff too. So, you know, we got some stuff in the works.
That's cool. Now, what size is that shirt? Because I might need to borrow it after our session is over. You know, I just need to know.
It's my size. It's my size. But it's hard. But it's it's an extra large, man. You know.
No, it's all good. You know, I can't fit that. Praise
What's
God.
up, Soul? What's up, Soul Tone? What's up? You ain't saying nothing. I don't hear you. I don't hear nothing. I heard nothing. Nah, man. But I just got a lot of stuff going on, branding wise, and just doing a a lot of LLC stuff and a lot of just trying to make sure, just with the pandemic, everything is good.
Right, right. And I know things have had to switch up kind of drastically. 'Cause you're not able to do the live events like you would normally be able to do. Trying to get sales is a little more complicated because everybody ain't got the money like they once would have. All those type of things. So now, Amber, what Foots was asking you was were you currently in St. Louis, and if so, do you know Fred Dinkins or Laval Bell? Can you hear me, Amber?
Repeat that last question.
Okay. Do you know Fred Dinkins or Laval Bell Laval Bell out of the St. Louis area? I'm assuming. Okay. Yeah. It's not
Yeah,
working.
you still breaking up on my end.
Oh wow.
Okay.
And you're fine. You're fine on my
We
end.
hear you loud and clear over here.
Yeah. Yeah. Can you hear me, Amber? This is Daryl.
Hold on a second. Yeah, I hear you.
Okay. Do you know Laval Bell?
Was that Foots?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. I asked if you knew Laval Bell.
This would be the day my technology want to mess up.
Tell her to get a coat hanger and some tinfoil and plug it into the headphone jack. No.
Let me try to go outside.
Okay. Now, while we're trying,
Goodness.
we'll get this
Hold
question
on a
answered.
second.
Yeah, it's all good.
Anyway, for the rest of y'all, those are Fred Dinkins. They're both from St. Louis, and Fred Dinkins teaches at Musicians Institute in Hollywood, and he plays with Denise Williams, and he played with the Emotions. But Laval, he has played with a little bit of everybody: Earth, Wind and Fire, George Benson. He was Vesta Williams' musical director. He's played with a little bit of everybody. They're out of St. Louis, and I believe also I can't think of his name. Boy, it sucks getting old, and I can see his face. What's the guy who played with I can't remember nobody's name. God, Electric Band, Dave Weckl. I think Dave.
Yeah.
I think Dave Weckl from St. Louis too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, that's what's up.
Yeah. So that's why I was asking her because she chagrined away from mentioning her local people.
Right.
And so I was asking, if that was any of the people that if she knew any of those guys because they're from St. Louis and moved out to LA.
Got you.
Mm-hmm.
Now, Dave, I know you've been on here for a little while and you haven't said much. So we're gonna give you a good amount of time to talk. Now, when it comes to the importance of sound, right? When it comes to running sound and doing sound for live events, like first of all, let me just ask you, which mics do you recommend for drummers? Number one, okay, and then number two, I'll ask you, Dave, is how important is it for a musician to know how to tune their instrument effectively when it comes to sound? Okay, so those are my first two questions for you today.
Okay, the first question, are we talking about a big room, small room? What are we talking about?
You can answer all those different scenarios. So, mics that you recommend for big room.
So like say if it was my church where I run Sound Act, I wouldn't mic we're not micing the drums right now because we're in a small space, and you've seen it, Dom. So it's a small area, but if it's like a big concert, yeah, I would mic the drums. like say if we're recording something, I would mic the drums.
Yeah, and I'm saying which mics would you choose, like out of the different ones that you might have available?
I would probably mic the kick
Right.
or the bass drum, and probably hi-hat if
Okay.
we have the capability to do
And
that.
would you mic those with like overheads for the hi-hats, or would you just
Probably overhead for the hi-hat, and one that I'm not sure the name of it, but for the kick
yeah.
or bass drum, probably one that goes into
Right,
the
right,
drum.
right. So usually, like I know for most people who do sound and stuff like that, they're typically using like a SM57, like a Shure
Yeah,
or something like that. It's kind of the
I would definitely use a Shure.
and I mean Shure makes some really good mics. And
Right.
another company that makes some really good ones as well. And I think the name of the company starts with the A, if I'm not mistaken. But their pack that they have, I think is like a seven microphone pack, and it usually goes for about $3,000.
Yep.
Yep. And so yeah, so you got quite a few options when it comes to miking your kit.
Sure.
So I think it's pretty dope. Now, has anybody ever used any of these suitcase drum kicks yet? Have anybody seen those yet? Where they have like it's like a kick drum that's made out of like a suitcase, and they basically build a head onto the front of it. Have anybody used one of those yet? Because it's kind of cool, the setup that they have. I'll pull a picture up of it in a minute, but I'm just curious to know if anybody's used that yet.
I haven't even seen one.
Oh, what?
Right.
Hold on.
I've seen one.
I haven't seen one either.
See,
I've seen one.
I gotta bring y'all up to speed.
Up to date.
Yeah.
Can you please?
They use them in like the trailers.
Yeah, they got some pretty sweet ones.
What do they sound like?
Well, I could let you hear that too. Let's go really quickly here.
Amber's a ghost.
Look.
Amber, go ahead.
So is Ronnie.
Yeah, Ronnie's at work though. We can forgive him.
Yeah, he all right.
He still goes too.
Right. he was ghost last week too.
Uh-huh.
Now Amber's on her way back, y'all. She's trying to make her way back, y'all.
I bet she got that coat hanger and that tinfoil.
Oh Lord.
Leave us alone now.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, Soto finally said something.
You back, Amber?
I'm back. This is much better.
Oh, this is much. Are you outside?
Huh?
Are you outside?
No, I had to go closer to the router.
Oh, okay.
Gotcha.
I was asking you if you knew Fred Dinkins or Lavelle Bell.
I do not.
Okay, they're St. Louis drummers, but they moved to Los Angeles. Fred teaches at Musicians Institute, and Lavelle was Lester Williams' musical director. He's played with George Benson and Earth, Wind and Fire and a lot of other people too.
Oh, nice. Okay.
And they're both St. Louis drummers.
Okay, I have to look them up.
Yeah. They're
Yeah,
friends.
there's a lot that comes out of St. Louis.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I remember a guy stole my drum set from St. Louis.
Wow.
I'm messing with you, Amber.
I was gonna be like, I want to hear that story.
I was gonna say, don't associate me with him.
Oh, okay.
Hey, Ronell.
What's up, Amber Wamber? What's up?
Super drummer.
Oh no, ain't nothing. I'm trying. Sultan, what's up? You ain't saying nothing, Sultan.
I can't hear you.
We still
He
ain't
said
heard from you.
one word.
I can't
my
wait to come
goodness.
out there, Sultan. I can't wait. I'm on my way.
Right.
2 more weeks.
I can't even hear you.
2 more weeks, man.
Right.
Yeah, that's gonna be crazy.
It's gonna be
Check it out.
awesome.
Some good news for y'all.
Okay.
Y'all ready for this?
What's that? You talking? Wait, hold on. We got to put you on the main camera now. Hold on. Go ahead.
Right.
Go ahead.
Do y'all remember that I was talking to y'all about Mo Drumsticks?
Uh-huh.
He's on the line right now.
What?
What?
Thank you.
Man,
The
what's
one
up?
I've been working with, Mo Drumsticks, he's on the line right now. Let's talk to him.
Yeah, yes, sir. Where you at? How we get him on?
Gino,
I'm right here. I'm right here.
let him know.
Oh,
Hey,
it's
Robert,
Tino.
how
Oh, wow.
Wow.
Let him know.
Hey, Roderick, thanks, man. Y'all know what Mo stands for, right?
What's that?
It's the
Oh, and he went and go.
modus operandi is a Latin expression meaning you have certain characteristics and habits that are solely yours and yours alone.
Nice.
In the police department, they always say, "What's his MO? What's that person?"
Modus operandi.
And that's where the inspiration for the name of the patented drumsticks that I have comes from. Mo being each drummer has their own personal MO, how they set up their drums, how high or low they sit on their throne, if they tilt their snare back, forward, or level. Do they reach for cymbals? Do they have multiple cymbals, multiple toms? Their physicality, everything into consideration, and then we customize a shtick to address their own MO, because each drummer is different. And that's where the inspiration for Mo Drumsticks. So some people thought it was the first person on the Three Stooges. No. If I was going to name the sticks after the Three Stooges, I would have named it Curly.
Now, let me ask you this. Now, what is it? Because it's funny you're saying that because we were talking last week. Because I was thinking about starting a stick company, right? So what is it that made you want to start a drumstick company anyway? Like, what was it about?
Well, that's a great question. And again, this was Mo Drumsticks was first. I had to build a stick that was good for me. I left 15 years after getting married and our first child on the way. I was a club date musician. Back in those days, you came home at 2, 3 o'clock in the morning. You smelt like alcohol, even if you didn't drink. You smelt like cigarettes, even if you didn't smoke. And I didn't want to bring that into the house with a new baby, new marriage, new wife, new life. So that was my source of income up until, and that was back in 1994. So I left music, went into corporate, did very well. And upon my mom's passing in 2010, she was a supporter of mine with music. I used to play a lot of punk rock back when CBGB's was open, the Bitter End. This was all in Manhattan. And it was great. She used to go into these places and see all these crazy individuals, and she was still there supportive of me. When she passed, I don't know, I just got gravitated towards drums again. And upon sitting behind the drums now 17 years later in 2010, I found out I'm not the drummer I used to be. Age caught up with me. I have arthritis. I started cramping both of my legs, calves, wrists, losing the grip on the drums, on the drumstick would cause me to choke the stick. And the more I choked it, the more I basically lost. It traveled all the way up, almost flew out of my hands, and the more I cramped. So if I was going to get back into music, which has changed dramatically since I left 17 years prior, the drummers out there are animals. They are so good. Back in my day, my inspiration was Sammy Davis Jr., believe it or not. Saw him in Coney Island on a flatbed truck.
Wow.
And, if you wanted to learn how to play drums, you had to go to shows and see, the Weckels, the Phil Collins, the Allman Brothers, get close. They didn't have online like they had like they have now. So these drummers are fantastic. If I was going to do something on drums, I had to be the best I can be, and I couldn't hold on to the sticks. So being a little bit from Brooklyn Technical High School mentality, I knew about mass weight distribution. I knew about just like a seesaw. If you change the weight of the stick, you can either advance it or delay the strike. But I didn't want to change the external physicality of the stick. I want to play a 5A stick. In my hand, I want it to feel the diameter, the length, the tip like a 5A. So the only way to do that was to go inside the stick. And by adding weights inside the butt end of the sticks, a series of holes drilled in the back of the stick, you can adjust the mass weight. And you'd be amazed at how, based on your MO, you change the mass weight of the stick. All of a sudden, the stick feels light in your hands, even though you've added weight. And I threw it out there in 2011, got great reviews, and started Mo Drumsticks. And since then, we got a beater that we magnetized to increase foot speed. I hold 9 patents on everything, the sticks and the beaters, but I couldn't play the drums. And a lot of drummers that are long-term customers and clients of mine, they can never go to a off-the-shelf stick. I mean, once you play a balanced stick that's balanced for you, and there's over hundreds of thousands of weight combinations that you can try.
Right.
Like Roderick. Roderick's, I think, is 137, Roderick.
Yes, sir.
And that's the weight that he figured out for him that felt good for him. And again, when you get a custom stick built by a custom builder, every stick you get is a clone of the previous sticks. I don't know if you're aware, but when you buy a 5A off the shelf, you buy a couple of pairs, those are pitched and paired. That means that pair is pitched, which the tone is, and that has a lot to do with the grain, how tight or spread out, and also the density of the wood. But once you open that package and you play and you throw that pair in your stick bag, all of a sudden you threw it in a bag full of other pitched and paired sticks that are different pitched and different pairs. And when you go inside and pick up a 5A and you pick up another 5A, one might be 57 grams and another one might be 41 grams, but it's still a 5A because 5A is diameter, not density of wood. Wow. Every time Roderick buys a stick from Mo Drumsticks, he's going to get a clone of the stick. I have a build sheet on him. I know more about his sticks than he knows about his sticks.
That's dope.
So if you're going to connect to your instrument, as us drummers do, with our feet and our hands, the only way that you might as well have the best connection you can and be the best you can be by playing sticks that are built and balanced for you. And so that's the not the nickel tour. I gave you the dollar tour of Mo Drumsticks.
That's what's up.
That's very interesting. I'm very interested in trying them out. I mean, right now I use those with sticks, but I would be very interested in seeing what you're doing there.
You can find me on Facebook. In fact, I've put I'm sending some sticks to your function in 2 weeks for the drum clinic. And I put the picture of the sticks that I built that I just mailed to Roderick yesterday on the Facebook page, Mo Drumsticks. And one more thing, if I might say, my drumsticks are more expensive, but I don't know if I don't know how long your sticks last, but I've gotten sticks that I started to play, and if the stick ain't hitting the drum right, it's shattering, it's breaking, it's splitting. When you have a balanced stick, your rim shots are perfect. Your regular shots, all of your drumming techniques are being executed properly. Even though the sticks are a bit more money, they last 3 or 4 times longer. I got to say, within the past 10 years, I might have had 3 sticks that shattered with all my clients. All the other ones are tight grained, sapwood, hardwood combination. And again, once you go custom, it's real hard to go back to off the shelf.
Seriously. Because I do.
Mine lasted like 2 months.
And see, I do my own custom stick. So I had a stick made from a gentleman, I believe out of Iowa, that a friend of mine hooked me up with.
Okay.
And so I only play my own sticks. Like I've been trying to figure out, like, should I do my own company or like that whole thing? Because
you want to, Dominic, you want to start your own drumstick company?
Well, that's what I've been debating. Like, and me and Ronell have talked about this a couple of times. Like, should we go that route, or which way should we do it? Because like I know a lot of guys, like he can tell you, he has my sticks right now sitting in his house or whatever. He's endorsed with a stick company, right? So, but it's like the measurement that I built out for the stick that I designed was very custom. So like it's not a stick that you're gonna feel like anywhere, it's not gonna feel the same, that type of thing. So when you talk about balanced sticks, like now when I go in Guitar Center or somewhere to go grab a pair of sticks, I'm like, I don't want these. Where are mine? Like, you know what I mean? Like, so that's why I was asking, because everybody I let try them so far is like, dude, I practice with your sticks all the time, or I play with your sticks all the time. Like when I'm not using my sticks that I'm using yours. And so it's like a particular measurement and those dimensions and things of that nature. But the size that I asked for and the weight, the length of them, and that type of thing,
yes,
you don't find in the stores.
Right.
So, but yeah, I mean, so yeah, but I'm excited to try it out here. You know what I'm saying? Like,
well, unless you're going to turn your own sticks, which I do not turn my own sticks.
Right.
I have masters of carpentry that turn the sticks. They don't mass turn them. The sticks that I get, again, you're never going to get, and also most custom drumstick builders do the same thing. And there's a lot of great ones out there.
Right.
I'm the only one that can balance them because I hold the patents on them. But yeah, to get a 17-inch length, to get a nice ball tip or an eggcorn tip that's modified, to get a couple of instead of a 550 diameter, have a 530 diameter. You can get all those particular things done with a custom stick builder. Dominic, I also, I didn't plan on making this a Mo's talk, but
no, it's all good.
I have a new feature that I have on my site called Featured Drummers. We build a stick for you, and then we sell your stick, and you get some of the profits. So that might be a shortcut to start. I wouldn't recommend starting your own company because there ain't no money in drumsticks.
This is mine here, right? And it's a 17-inch length, right?
Okay, good.
And it's kind of like a crown tip, if you will.
That's a big stick. It looks like you got like a marching stick.
It is. So it's like a 5A. It's a 5A extreme. That's what I have.
So you got a 570 diameter, 0.570 diameter, 17-inch. You play a big stick, bro.
Exactly. But I didn't want it to be like a 3A, right? And I didn't want it to be a 5A because I chew through 5As like peppermint, right? Yeah. So it was like I needed something in between the two, but I felt like 5B was too much because I play heavy.
Yes, sir.
So I needed to find like a nice balance between the two, and so that's why I ended up going kind of with this length of stick, and and then because I play jazz gigs and like hip hop gigs and gospel gigs, like I needed something with versatility to where I could tuck up on my stick on the jazz gig, right? I could play halfway of the stick if I needed to, and I still got some length, right? Or if I needed to play gospel, I could be on the further back part of the stick or whatever. So I just wanted mine to have a little more versatility. So I had to make my own. So I can't find what I'm looking for in the store.
No, you can't.
So it's and Ronell can tell you firsthand, like he like, bro, like what? Hey, what's up with the stick? Like what? but I took out the time to build my own because I knew I felt like I was gonna need it. So we'll definitely talk about the sticks and stuff. But yeah, man, I think I definitely agree. Custom builds are definitely different and definitely needed when it's talking about making sure your feel is right, especially when you playing like lengthy gigs and stuff like that. Like when your hands start cramping and stuff like that, like it gets annoying. You're trying to figure out how to hold your stick and like you get some blisters and you it's like, man,
takes all the joy out of playing.
Exactly.
When you're sweating with pain behind the set, and then all the musicians turn around saying, "What's wrong with you?"
Right.
I'm cramping up.
Yeah, look, I'm tired, man. Like I can't feel nothing. Look.
I can't feel nothing. Well, my hands are like they're all. But again, that's again. Drumsticks, again, if you're going to connect with your instrument and the again, soul tone, all the cymbals. Back in my day, there was Ludwig, there was Rogers, there were Zildjian cymbals. There wasn't the variety and customization there is now. You used to get a whole set of drums for $300 something from Ludwig with blue sparkle and everything back when I was growing up. But now, if you're going to spend all that money, what's the use of having that great instrument is if you can't play them to your full potential.
Right, absolutely.
And the sticks and your foot, full potential.
Yep, definitely. Yeah, so I mean, yeah, I'm excited to try them out, man. I want to see. You know what I'm saying?
Guys, just hit me up on Facebook, or it's again modrumsticks.com. And again, I appreciate the time and the opportunity to share.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Can't wait.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I already found your Facebook page. I'm going to hit you up because I'm not going to be able to be at the drum clinic.
Oh, sure. Again, my sessions with my clients, like I just had one for a guy from Germany. He has a drum clinic, and he also has a number of students, and he's a professional drummer all around Norway, Sweden. He comes from Germany. We Skype and we Skyped his fitting, and he just has a whole set coming there. That's right now caught up in customs right now, but we do it online. We do it with a setup kit. Roderick can tell you he had a setup. Roderick, why don't you share your setup experience with Mo?
My setting, like as far as my setting, my drumsticks, I had them set for me. I have my weights at the end of the sticks instead of the top of the sticks. And as far as of the hedges, I don't have no grip hedges. I tried that with Mr. Mo. So, but as far as my experience, I love the sticks. Like we was talking, the sticks, my sticks, they can last me for probably through the survey 3 to 4 months instead of when we doing the chops, that takes a lot of sticks. You know what I'm talking about? So even through the chops, whatever, it's a experience that I would never give up. I'm not knocking all of the drumsticks that's out there, but I won't change I won't change from old drumsticks for nothing.
Nice.
Thank you, Robert.
That's what's up, man. Yeah, I'm excited to try them, man. I'm looking forward to it. Because for me, like it's certain things like that every drummer needs, right? And that you want to have. And I think one of the things, like two of the things that's most critical for me playing as a drummer is my stick feel. Well, let's deal with three things. It's my seat.
Yeah.
If I got to be sitting here for a long period of time, and I'm a part of the bigger man crew. So if I got to sit down for like 3 hours,
heck yeah,
I need to be comfortable because
absolutely
trying to rotate and sit with half of yourself on the end of the seat, and then you trying to get the other half. because you feeling some kind of way. Then you cramping, then it's no. So number one, your seat got to be right, right? Then your sticks got to be right, right? Because you need to make sure that you can play to your best ability without your hands cramping, without it feeling all kind of crazy, right? And then like for me, like I did this recording in Vegas like maybe 2-3 months ago. I threw like 6 pairs of sticks or like 3 pairs of sticks that day.
Ouch.
Just playing like because we going over the songs, we doing whatever. And within that week. So like we had rehearsals like 3-hour sessions like 5 days before we actually did the recording on that Saturday. So I chewed through like 3 pair of sticks within that week's time. Right. So that's why I'm like, okay, well, let me figure out like, because I chew through sticks like drinking water. And it's not because I'm always playing the hardest or whatever, but I mean, I'm a power drummer, so I'm not one of these cats who's gonna just play this little kind of finesse sound and whatever. Like I'm kind of giving my all whenever I play.
Absolutely.
So and I want the sticks that I will play with, right, to be on point. And then otherwise outside of that, like your ears got to be on point, right? So like I mean, if you can hear well, if the seat you sitting in feels right and the sticks you playing with is on point, for me, that's all I need. Now other people, they need all this other stuff. They need water and they need a towel and they need a masseuse and all this other stuff.
Are you talking about me?
And you're talking about sticks. When you're going through that many sticks, sometimes when you sit down, you start a gig and everything's working. Your dynamics are great. You everything is working, and the bass player turns around, looks at you, saying, "Hey, you got it going on," and then your stick starts to split, and you go, "Oh no." These sticks, so then you start getting tape out and everything, and you try to get your hands get bloodied up because your sticks are, what's good about any custom builder is you'll always have that perfectly matched stick, and it's never going to be foreign. Let me show you power sticks. It's where I don't know if you can see that, but I loaded this stick. This is a brand new stick. I used to box as a kid, not professionally. I used to, when things got tough in the projects, we tried to put it in the ring instead of in the street. And this is called the TK Mo for a technical knockout mode. This is loaded with malleable metal and it's exposed. This is a fully loaded stick. When your hand goes on the stick, I don't know if you know about mass weight, but when you load your fist with weight, it absorbs the vibration. Instead of it traveling up your arm, it basically is absorbed with these soft malleable inserts. This is a full 9 grams of weight in the back of the stick. Now, you might say that is really heavy. This is a 17-inch stick, by the way, with a custom barrel tip. But what's great about this stick is that all the weight is in the palm of your hand, so you can go through a wall with this if you punched it. But what's great about this is if you reverse it, you can hit your cymbals and you get that clang sound.
Right.
So it's almost like having a little metal tip on it. And I'm going to be introducing these TK Mo's. I got a drummer in Sweden that specifically uses the TK Mo. In fact, he's on the site on the featured drummer.
Nice.
But these are something, Brenda, that you might be interested in, Dominic, because this is a 17-inch. I can make it 16-inch. I can make it 16 3/8. I can give you whatever kind of tip you want. But this gives you an example of what we do differently than anybody else in the world.
That's sweet.
Is by custom balancing the stick. This basically brings the tip up a little bit. So if you're a power hitter, you're not hitting the drum like this. You're hitting it just right based on the amount. This is full loaded, but you can have 4 of these, 3 of these inserts, 1 of these inserts. It all depends on what your MO is.
Right. Gotcha. That's sweet. Yeah, because see, 17 is kind of where I like to hang my hat with it.
You're
Just
a rare bird, man. 17 ain't easy to play.
yeah, 17 is kind of where I like to hang my hat. As far as like I said, I like the versatility.
There's a drummer, Lavelle Jones, in California.
Yeah, I heard-
Lavelle is a friend of mine. I met him when we first started building sticks, and I just started replaying, so I didn't have my chops, and he was playing with old keyboard player from Iron Butterfly, great musicians in Southern California, Dana Point. I picked up his sticks. They were 17 inches. I says, they were flying all over the place. I didn't know what a 17-inch stick was. And yet he was so good, Lavelle. But through the years, I've brought myself up from 16 to 16 and an eighth to 16 and a quarter. Now I got 17-inch sticks, and I can handle them. It ain't easy to handle. You must be a monster drummer, Donnie, to handle that kind of stick.
I just play the triangle on occasion after church. You know what I'm saying? But
Whatever.
Hey, listen, I talk too much.
I know that's great information.
Exactly.
I don't even know what limp stick I use. There's two different sticks that I use, and for lighter stuff, I use what Zildjian has is a Dennis Chambers stick.
Right.
Yes. And so I'll use that for like more jazz stuff, more lighter stuff, even though it does have meat in it. That's a stick that I'll go through. But the other stick that I use is a Travis Barker stick.
Okay, familiar.
Yeah, and that is just straight out meat power for me. And so it just depends on the gig that I'm doing,
And a lot of for those jazz sticks too, they want to articulate their cymbal sounds, so they have small little tips, and sometimes you just want a little bit more meat because you don't want to. The last thing you want to do is go through a tip when the stick is still good.
Yep.
You know what I found out, and this was a thing I was going to tell you, Dominic. Placement of your cymbals and of your toms and of your snare has a lot to do with that, because
absolutely,
as a younger man, I would go through the tips and the whole thing, but I had a real good meeting with the late great Ricky Lawson, and not only did he tell me about heads, but he also taught me about placement, and generally, what I like to do is get another drummer and to help me with my placement, to feel how the stick will hit the head naturally out of my hand and my seating and the whole thing. And so that also helps with stick wear, right. And a lot of times, like when I was probably your age, Dominic, everything was rim shot. I mean, open hand rim shot, not cross stick, but rim shot, And so you kind of have to learn to differentiate between hitting that rim shot. So basically, rim shot is my pulse, right. And then all the in betweens is in the meat of the drum. And so and along with the placement, it just kind of doesn't wear sticks. Yeah, they still shave kind of in the middle after you play them for a while, but I don't really go through sticks like I used to, and that was like, I was doing a Minnesota tour and it was a 3-hour and 15-minute set and I still wasn't going through sticks.
Yeah.
And so, but I'm very interested in the weighted thing because it makes sense to me, The balance weight thing makes sense to me. I don't have hand cramping problems.
Right.
Well, they have golf clubs that are custom weighted. The professional hockey sticks, professional players, they are mass weight distributed. It just, it just brings your playing to a higher level. It brings your potential of what you already have. It don't look better. Sir. It don't sound better. It makes you your potential, reaching your full potential.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
No, that makes sense.
Right.
That makes sense.
Definitely. Now, Amber, what type of sticks do you play with, Amber? Can she hear me? Oh, there she go.
I switched between big first and sound percussion.
Okay.
I am looking for more to play with. I just haven't found that, so I'll be reaching out to you, Thino. Is it Thino? Thino?
Yeah, you can call me Mo, but it's
I'm
Tino.
sorry. I'm just trying to read it right.
Yeah, Tino.
So it's like
yeah,
Reno, but Thino.
yeah,
Tino.
it's confusing. It's Tino. You got it right.
It's Tino.
Okay.
All right.
But yeah, I like playing with heavier sticks.
Okay.
I'm a big fan of heavier sticks. So when I practice, like if I'm at home, I practice with marching band sticks.
Yes.
Yeah. Was that 3S?
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
There was
I
a Q9.
I
There was
love practicing with marching band sticks.
There was an old stick called the Q9000 back in the day. That was one of the first marching style sticks that were made for drummers. That I think had about a 700 diameter and a ball tip the size of a golf ball. Yeah, marching sticks. They and that again. You say you practice with those heavier sticks. I'm 65. My muscles, I got to keep in shape if I'm playing. Because I'm like you, Dominic. I don't sit behind the drums and I don't tap them. I bang them. I play. Sometimes the spirit takes me and I just, if I'm locked in with the bass player, everything else is just second. It just happens. And those look like those look like those are weapons.
Lord have mercy.
That's not fair.
These are brass sticks that I've had forever that I use to practice with. And they're heavier than anything.
Yes. And that builds up your muscle, man.
Yeah, it builds up your hands, builds up your wrists. And so that sometimes I can't take these on the airplane anymore because they go off. It's like 3S's or something like that. That's what I'll rudiment with. But these things right here, just put your hands in shape.
Absolutely. That keeps those specific muscles. That and bands, rubber. The rubber. Instead of weights, because weights. But doing all these exercises with bands and getting the forearm just keeps, and also the rotator cuff, so important on keeping that in shape, especially for old men like me.
Right. Well, I'm right behind you.
You can't. As long as you're behind me, that's all right. Because if you're where I'm at right now, sometimes it just outright hurts.
Sometimes you just want to take it off and soak it in the tub. I get it.
Oh my goodness.
Listen to us, because this is what you got to look forward to.
I'm listening. Listen, I'm listening. I'm linking up with my trainer tomorrow a.m. Trust me. So, like, I'm trying to get this thing in shape. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Well, I mean, it really, at one point, probably, like when I was telling you guys that we would rehearse from 12 to 12.
Right.
I ended up having to go to a sports medicine doctor.
Yeah.
And that's because it doesn't matter how much athletes train, you're still going to get injuries. Mm-hmm. And it's preventative. So you try to be preventative about it. But, after a while, it's just it's going to hurt. It's the most physical instrument on the stage.
Right.
So it's going to hurt.
Hey, Can I give you a little muscle hack, guys? I don't know if you found this out, but if you cramp up, I can't eat before a gig. If I eat before a gig, my blood starts to digest my food. And if I start playing hard, I start to cramp inside my legs. I don't know if the same thing happens to y'all, but tonic water. Have anyone of you guys gals ever heard of tonic water? Mm-hmm. It instantly stops the cramping in case you got to get through it. Yeah, if you get through it too, not gin and tonic now, tonic water. just a plain tonic. It's like you drink it and the cramp goes away for about 2 minutes, and it could save your life if you're in the middle of a tune and you start cramping up. So I live with, you say you have a couple of things. You need sticks in order to play. You don't need nothing. When you get my age, you're gonna have to add tonic water to that.
Look, that's what I said. Certain people need certain things. I can't, foot, you need a back rub. You need, make sure
that don't mean I get it. I just need it. I'm gonna try the tonic water thing.
Not just tonic, not the gin.
Oh no. You know what? One of my mottos is, if the drummer's drunk, then everything is drunk.
There you go.
Right.
So you just don't do that when you work.
That's hilarious.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I mean, outside of sticks, now you said you had a beater that you guys were using as well. What's up with that?
Well, after I got my hands working well, I wanted to upgrade my kick pedal, and I got sticker shock. I'm $900 for a beater, a beater. That's ridiculous.
What beater is $900?
Oh,
well,
he makes his own beater too.
I mean,
kick drum beater. Yeah. So I wanted to get a little speed. So what I did was I took a regular beater and I inserted a very heavy duty earth magnet inside the beater. And then for my pad on the drum, I inserted another magnet, very thin magnet, and it would repel each other. So, magnets attract, but like poles.
Right.
Repel. So by having the repelling going on, soon as my beater gets close to the drum skin, it's getting pushed back. What that allows me to do is to loosen up the springs on the kick pedal. So to get that nice loose feel, I mean, there's always a certain tension that you have your kick pedal set, and you don't allow nobody to touch it. You don't come near my kick pedal because I got it just right. Well, I now have a floppy kick pedal like this, but if it's too floppy, it won't come back.
Right.
But if you have the repel going, then you can make get your speed, but also have that action. We were written up in Modern Drummer, and again, if you go on the site, you can click on the article. I perfected this, and basically, it takes a average kick pedal. You just take the beater out, put the beater in, put this the pad onto your drum skin, and I'm going to be lowering the price because I got a lot better pricing on magnets. But for about $49, you can have yourself a very speedy kick pedal. Also, you can add on magnets to make the resistance almost impossible to hit when you do your practice. So you add on these magnets, just slap them on because these now attract each other. So you have a repulsion of about 100 pounds of repulsion, and you do all your rudiments with your foot, and your calf starts to burn. My right calf is 3 times bigger than my left calf ever since I started using the mag beats, I call them. And that's for your practice. And then you just take all the magnets off. And then, again, it's just another way of being the best you can be for a respectable price.
Nice.
And that's all I got to say.
Yeah, it's all good. We're with the let's see. Oh yeah, I was gonna show y'all the suitcase drums. Hold on, the kick drum. This is pretty neat. I seen this recently the other day. Here. So, I mean, what else are you working on besides sticks and kicks? Look.
Who?
You.
Me?
Yeah.
I'm trying to stay alive, man, bro.
Oh, those are nice. Okay.
I miss playing just like y'all. What are y'all doing now? The future of music. We not to put it down on this, but we lost our bass player to COVID, and it was horrifying.
Oh yeah.
And this was on April 3rd. I haven't sat behind a set of drums since then because this was my brother. You know, it was
right.
He was 66, and it was an amazing relationship I had with him on stage and off stage, but I know a lot of musicians are trying to get back into the playing, but here in the Northeast, we got murdered in Jersey and New York. Now we're doing okay. How is it around there where y'all live?
I mean, honestly, like it's a lot of things that I'm doing are outside events.
Okay.
I mean, because technically, I'm in California, so like it's technically the state is shut down, right?
Yes, sir.
They're still doing events all the time. So like, I mean, it's not anywhere as near as many as it was once before, but they still have events going on. So like, I've been doing like some kind of indie electronica group type music, and you know, different churches are reaching out to now do like virtual worship experiences, stuff like that. And a few times I've actually done almost a gig in Vegas every month almost since what was it, either April or May of this year. I've done a gig in Vegas at least once a month in Vegas. So it just all depends on, you know, what is going on and who's calling and what people are looking for. But everything is shifting to now doing like a virtual type of experience with music now. So it's almost like you kind of have to be creative in the way in which you're going to stay out there and stay relevant and stay on your craft. I mean, because a lot of guys are not even practicing right now, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
They want to, right? But they like their mental right now is a lot of people are just fighting mentally, trying to just stay afloat. You know what I mean? So,
oh, absolutely. It's very strange. It's very taxing. Every morning when you wake up and you wake up to this new reality.
Yep.
Which in my lifetime, I can't believe I'm living it right now. But I thought the 70s were rough. I mean, my goodness.
Yeah. It's been a trip, man. And I mean, for me, like I'm constantly playing, you know, because for me, drums is like a form of therapy for me. Like I don't have to trip off of nothing else going on when I'm sitting down behind my kid or when I'm just playing. Like it's just me and what I'm doing in that moment. And I mean, for me, that's pretty rare because I'm a minister as well. So I'm like 9 times out of 10, my whole prerogative is serving others, right? So when I get to sit down and play in that moment, it's just like I get to just breathe, right? Like like I'm not focused on having to help anybody else or do anything for anybody else in that particular moment. It's just me and God in that moment, and I get to just express how I feel on the kit. So you know, a lot of guys, you know, they don't have that per se relationship with music or with drums in that way, to where it becomes that for them. For me, it's always been that way. So like if I was stressed out, like, you know, some people, they go do whatever, I'm going to sit down and play some drums, right? Or I'm gonna make some music, or I'm gonna do something to you know, watch a movie or whatever. But 9 times out of 10, like, you're gonna find me behind a kit. And the crazy part about me is like I actually couldn't even play my kit in my apartment for like maybe 5 or 6 years. And the people who stay upstairs and downstairs from me both moved out like around the same time. So, and that was like maybe 2 weeks before the pandemic started. So since then, like I've been going crazy, like in my room, just going at it. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I mean, I didn't set my bed up on the side of the wall. Like just put my whole room, my drum set. I ain't even tripping. I'm in here going crazy. And yeah, man, I mean, and now to where you know, doing virtual lessons now is a thing. Now doing, you know, finding different mediums to try to do that stuff through, and doing it in an effective manner. So like I had to build out my website and like do different things to try to, you know, make it to where people can just get a drum lesson at the click of a button type situation. You know, or outside of that, like, I mean, as quiet as it's kept, like, you know, there's still like little sheds going on here and there. So like me and Ronell will go and find a shed or something where they still having it at somebody's church or at a studio somewhere, and we trying to sit down and play. You know, they might have two sets and just go for it. You know, and one of the things that I'm often asked a lot of time, I'm not fooling with him. He's talking about, can I get a lesson? I'm not fooling with you today. That's my dude, though. I love Daryl, man.
I'm serious. I didn't get a lesson.
It's all
You the
good.
man. You the man.
You listen. We want lessons too. Listen. But no, like it's now kind of at a point to where, like, you know, even the rates that you would normally charge, you know, you have to be considerate of people. So like I did a thing where I was doing a promotion for $1 a minute during the pandemic, right? So a 30-minute drum lesson was $30, and if you want to do an hour, right, you just book 2 sessions, and that's $60. Just to make it like financially feasible for people to be able to do lessons, because at this point it's like, you know, you there is a level of humanity that you have, even though you are trying to operate as a business, to where you like, hey, like, I mean, what I'm gonna do? Like, I mean, to charge somebody $100 right now for some drum lessons is kind of like, okay, well, if you got it, cool, but like, just to be reasonable for everybody across the board, that was what I felt led to do. And I called a couple of my friends to find out what they were doing, and that's what they were doing as well. So I was like, that goes in line with what I was thinking anyway. So that's what I'll do. And of course, once that changes, then, you know, we'll make financial adjustments with that stuff. But for now, I still have it as $1 a minute. And it's cool because for like, even for like parents and stuff like that, like now that they know that their child will have an activity where they can focus and where they can learn and where they can do something, and it can be done like at their convenience, I think it's cool as well. So
absolutely,
yeah, man. So just trying to do what I can to give back in that way. And then one of the other things that I did was like, for anybody that got a drum lesson, like I would give them a free pair of sticks. You know, and so that way you kind of get them acclimated to, you know, receiving some kind of as a benefit package for doing it, just kind of as a thank you for, you know, doing the lessons. I mean, so I'm always trying to figure out ways to be top notch with customer service and stuff like that, just because I believe in it. You know what I mean? So, but yeah, so I mean, it's a lot of stuff, you know, going on that people are trying to do. Yeah, and while I got it pulled up, I'll show you guys this drum kick really quick that I was talking to you all about a minute ago. This is a pretty sweet idea. So let me know if you guys can hear it. Cool. Yeah, so like that's like a suitcase kick drum. I ran into that a little while ago. And I thought that was a pretty cool and interesting concept to see and to hear. And they have like bigger sizes too. So if you want a little more bottom for your building, I mean, some of those things are going for like $1,000, $1,200, $1,500, $3,000.
What?
Crazy. Yep. But that's kind of the wave now. And the reason I actually was interested in it anyway was because sometimes I'm playing like these smaller like supper club type gigs where they don't have a lot of space.
Okay.
So I was like, well, what would be a good kick alternative to have? I mean, kick drum alternative to have if it's not as much real estate, but you still need to be able to play comfortably. Because like I said, I'm a bigger guy. So they post me up in the corner, right? And they're like, yeah, here you go right here. And it's like, I got to move like my ride and my floor tom or my hi-hat and my crash and my snare all to the right just so I can get out to go to the bathroom. Like that's how limited the space is sometimes. So I'm like, well, if I had more real estate where I could have like a flatter diameter for my kick, but I could get just as much bottom, then this seemed like this might be a plausible option until I started doing my homework and I saw that it was companies making like 14-inch by 4-inch kicks and stuff like that. You know, they look like these huge tambourines basically with, you know, with a back end on them or whatever. And they're pretty sweet. But at the time, the suitcase kick was a plausible option in my mind because I'm like, this is kind of, it's flatter, right? It don't take up as much room, but you're still able to get that same punch or kick that you're trying to get on your low end. So, yeah, man, I thought it was pretty neat. But, you know,
DW makes a kit like that. DW makes a small kit like that. Yeah.
And that's what I was saying, that they started all of a sudden, like as soon as I started doing the homework, like it's even a company out of, I think they're out of North Carolina named Reverie Drums. They have a like patented like 14-inch by 4-inch kick. Now you starting to see Tama is doing like a 14 by 6-inch or 16 by 6-inch kit. So you got different companies who are doing it more now. And it's even a company called On the Edge Drums, and theirs are relatively inexpensive. I think you can get a whole 3-piece drum kit with them for like $400. But they're starting to do these, and Pearl is even doing Pearl even has a traveler's kit as well. Now. So like, a lot of companies who are doing this whole like smaller kick option model, which I think is pretty cool considering, you know, portability, right? And it's not as heavy and, you know, that type of thing. So, but yeah, so that's what I was talking about earlier. But yeah, and for everybody who hasn't had a chance to visit Mo Drumsticks website just yet, I can pull it up right here so we can take a little gander at it. Let's see, this looks like perfect. Okay, but yeah, so here you have the beaters here, and then you said you call these what?
Magnetic beater system.
Yeah. So yeah, these are the beaters here with the magnets you see right here.
Yeah, and that little modern drummer blue icon on the right hand side. That's the article that Modern Drummer did on us.
Oh, got it right here. Okay.
Yeah, if you click that, then you got the article on that.
Nice.
That was the first generation of the beaters. There was a little clicking of the magnets at the high end when they were in a recording studio, but I've since fixed that. They ain't no more clicking anymore. But yeah, we're gonna start pushing those.
Right.
It's a complete different feel for the foot when you have the pedal and the beater being pushed back rather than pulled back by a spring.
Right. Yeah, I mean, you know, these are the sticks here, and look like you got some grip tape going as well.
Yes, sir. And that's the weight distribution stick.
Right.
And
so
we laser your name in or whatever else, the name of the band or whatever you want in.
Nice. Yeah, that's pretty sweet, man.
Thank you.
Yes, sir. But yeah, so I mean, these are the sticks here. And like I said, it looks like there's also some grip tape here as well. And you got a couple of hats and some t-shirts and some cool stuff like that. Yeah, see, they got the drum key. But yeah, you got quite a bit of options here with them that they have. I think this is pretty dope. Yeah, man. So
Truly glad to be endorsed with them.
yes, sir. Yes, sir. What's it say? Oh, does the pad change the sound of the drum? Does the pad change the sound of the drum that you planned it on?
No, it muffles it a bit, but again, I've found that most drummers now mic their kick drum.
Right.
Back when I was playing, you know, you didn't mic your drums, but nowadays you can EQ the drum where the pad makes absolutely no difference. For the studio work, I have another version on the patent that I have on this where the magnet is suspended inside the drum about 1/4 of an inch from the face of the batter head. so it's not even touching the drum skin. That's
Oh,
so then you have a very pure, unadulterated, unmuffled sound. Most drummers, they stick newspaper in their bass drum, they stick pillows in their bass drum, just to get the muffle down. This is just another form of deadening the sound. The pad is not thick that it changes the texture of the sound, but with some EQ, you have a regular kick drum.
right. And how thick is the pad? Is it super thick?
Oh no, it's thin, very thin.
Okay.
Oh yeah, the magnet that's inside the pad, it's almost like the material that I use is something called it's called Barabon. NASCAR uses it when they crash their cars. They put this thin membrane on the car to keep. That's the same, pretty much the same material. Most drum pads are made from Kevlar, which again, it changes a little bit. It has the same amount of changing that a Kevlar pad would have.
Okay.
Basically.
Yeah. That's sweet. Yeah, this is exciting for me, man, because it's crazy. We were just talking about last week when we were ending, like talking about products and, you know, how to do a stick company and different things of that nature. And I said we were going to talk about it today. So for you to be on here, that's what we're talking about. It's like, hey, this is cool. Like,
well, I got to thank Roderick for that. He said,
yeah.
Thanks, Roderick.
Anytime, big bro.
Yes, sir. Yeah, this is dope. Yeah, I'm definitely excited to try out these sticks and try out the beater and all of that stuff because I think the way in which we can enhance music through technology and understanding, you know, with a level of intelligence that could be added to the components of musicianship. Because to be honest with you, I mean, a lot of your geniuses that exist in the world are musicians. I mean, now people won't, you know, they give credit to, you know, all these other guys and all this other stuff, but the reality is a lot of musicians and the way in which our brains work and operate to be able to play like music and still be able to maintain all these other things simultaneously, that takes a lot of brain capacity. So it excites me to see musicians like executing things on a higher level because it just shows and goes to show that like we have a very solid level of intelligence as musicians. Now that's not always the case, but I mean that's the nice way of putting it because everybody ain't there. But what I'm saying is there are plenty of musicians who the way we build and the way we engineer things and the way we come up with solutions a lot of times is pretty cool. So
absolutely, there's a lot of genius out there. Hey, you know what also is good? When you said influence young people, on my setup kit, I don't know if you can see this, but I have, again, a part of my patent is these little grooves that are at the fulcrum of the drumstick. Back in the day, we used to, again, with a traditional grip, you used to see a lot of the back end of the stick when we used to play.
Right.
These days, you don't see no back end of the stick.
Right.
You just they just got it right over here, and in order to get bounce off the stick, you got to use your hands. But if you had your hand on the sweet spot,
yeah,
the stick does the work, not your wrist and your
right,
finger.
right.
So this little fulcrum is this little groove here. This is a double. You can have a single. A lot of students and special needs. There's a lot of drum clinics for special needs where they like hitting things and they don't know how to hold their stick. And a couple of special needs schools that I built sticks for, the teachers say they love it because all you say is put your finger in the groove and then you got it. And so they know how to hold the stick. Oh, I got the groove. And the thumb and the forefinger and the index finger go there and you're at the fulcrum. So even if you don't know how to play, you're holding the stick at the most optimum spot where you're getting the most bounce per strike. Right. Now, Roderick doesn't like the fulcrums, and neither do I, because he doesn't need them anymore. But for some people, they still love it.
Hey, cut it out.
What's so funny, man?
I said Roderick needs his fulcrum.
Come on,
Well,
so
That's how come he don't talk a lot. He needs the fulcrum, and he needs.
Oh man.
Now, you want me to show you something, man? You want me to show you something?
Well, no, I don't
You
know.
want me to show you something with the most stick?
No, I don't know. No,
What?
Tino, let me ask you a question. I'm sorry. How
My
long?
big bro.
Stick?
Go ahead, bro.
How long is the setup stick?
As long as you want it, up to 17 inches. Again, like Dominic was saying, whatever you're comfortable playing. If you're comfortable playing a 16-inch, when you order your stick, you can put 16, 16 and an 8, 16 and 3/30 seconds, however you want it. When you build, the most important thing on customizing is getting your balance right, getting that weight.
Yes, sir.
So
you can order the setup stick without the fulcrum in it.
Yeah, I recommend that you use the fulcrum just for the setup, simply because it's a great practice stick. Once you get your numbers, I don't recommend you use these because these are holes. You basically compromise the strength of the sticks. I've been drilling into the stick and filling it with nothing, so you can't use your setup sticks for a. I'm going low on battery.
On that picture.
You can't use your setup sticks for actual play. You can use it for practice.
Well, I'm in Colorado, and so there's no playing for me right now. Everything's on V drums.
Yes, sir.
I have a V drum setup, so I'm just interested. I'm interested in a 17-inch because I don't know what length I play, but sometimes I feel like I could play a longer stick. Because I do play generally at the butt end of the stick, but so I don't know if the fulcrum would be necessary, but
okay.
I mean I would do it. I mean I'm 61, so my habits are what they are. Okay, you know what I'm saying? But I mean I fool around with different stickings and stuff too, so maybe I'll do that. I'm gonna order stick. I'm gonna order stick today. Yeah.
Have you ever played a 16-inch, 17-inch stick?
I don't know. I mean, I don't even know how long. I don't even know how long the doggone Travis Barker are.
Well, let me ask you this.
This is what I do. I put it in my hand and I go, "Oh, that feels good." And I play it around the shit. I'm really organic. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's really funny. I have a friend here. He's a techno, and we actually have race conversation. He's a white guy, and I say, most black guys, they're not even into all that complicated stuff. White guys, they'll break it down and they'll tell you where the wood comes from and where their mother was born, or where the wood's mother was born, and the whole thing. So for me, I mean, everything has been in my career a field thing. I've been doing concert tours since '84. I started off with DeBarge. I'm currently with Gladys Knight. And so, everything is a field thing, but I'm getting into this technical thing too. I mean, I'm kind of balanced. I probably do more computer stuff than I do drum stuff as far as on the tech side. So I put the Travis Barker in my hand. It reminded me of the old Billy Cobham stick.
Yep.
But the Billy Cobham stick still had a little more weight on it. And so that's kind of how I judged it. And so I think it was Zildjian had a 3S that I like to use, and it was kind of an in-between stick. So that's why I would get the setup stick, so I could just see how it feels in my hand. So I guess the concept is that you put the weights in the holes and you tape them up so that you can know how it feels.
Absolutely. We can chat later, but whatever's your favorite stick right now, that's where we start. So if it's Billy Cobham, if it's the old Zildjian, we clone that stick and then we start to balance it. So again, we can chat later online to get you at a starting point and then go from there. Odds are, once you start playing a stick that's balanced for you, Your specs are going to change after a year because your muscle development is going to be different because you're holding a differently balanced stick. And so the good news is that we can change as your physicality changes. You might want to add a weight. You might want to lose a weight. You might want to change something. But we can get you started at the perfect stick, whether it's 17-inch, whether it's 16.5-inch, based on what you feel is comfortable for you right now, whether it's a combination of the Billy Cobham stick and the Zildjian, whatever it is, that's what we can start at.
Well, right now, I'm telling you, the Travis Barker is what I use.
Okay, good.
I'm a Zildjian endorser. So I endorse Zildjian symbols and sticks. So that's what I use. And I've been using the Travis Barker probably since they came out. So
we look up those specs and then we get you the same stick. That's where we start. And then we just make Travis Barker a more customized for you by just changing, even if it's just changing it a little bit with the weight balance. You're going to know when the feel is right. You're going to go, yeah, this is it, because the stick disappears in your hand. That's what happens when you have it perfectly balanced. You absolutely don't feel the stick. It's floating in your hands because it's rebalanced. It's just science. I mean, and again, I know I'm a white guy, and I'm not technical either. I was born and raised in Coney Island, Brooklyn, so I'm all feel.
Okay.
I am all feel.
But you broke it down. You broke it down. You drilling the holes in the stick. I wouldn't have never did that. I stick the stick up my nose before I drill a hole in it.
Hey, you know what I used to do, Foots? I used to put a dime back in the day. I used to put a dime on the back of it because I wanted my stick to come up a little bit more. So I just put more weight on the back. So I used to tape a dime in the back when I was back in my 20s playing hard rock and roll. So I guess that was like a precursor to drilling holes in the stick, mass weight distribution.
Okay, yeah. I mean, and they had some sticks that had weight, like when they lathed them, they had some sticks that had weight at the back end. It was like a bubble at the back end.
Yes, sir.
And then they had sticks that had a bubble. I remember I tried that would
right in the palm of your hand.
Right in the palm of your hand and stuff.
Absolutely.
And they all felt weird to me. So,
Yeah, that's they're all patented. And when I did my patent searches, the lawyer said, this is what we got. I want a stick that I'm comfortable holding.
Right.
And I want the magic to be, I don't want to see the magic. It has to be, I have to play my 5A, my Dennis Chambers stick, my Steve Gadd stick. I have to play that stick. But if you can change it on the inside, I'm interested.
Right.
Yeah, like I said, it made sense to me. It makes sense. So yeah, I got the website up over on my pad there, so I'll hit you up.
I appreciate it. Thanks.
No, I appreciate it. This is knowledge.
Yeah. I need a pair of sticks too. I need a pair of sticks.
Well, come on. I mean, only me and Dominique's the ones that talk on here. Hey, everybody else is scared and run. Look, we started off with 6 people or 7. Huh?
I ain't scared.
All right, come on, break it down. I need some sticks. Break it down.
No, so yeah. I need a pair. I play with 5/8 Intense. So I play with I'm with Los Cabos drumsticks right now currently. So
great sticks.
My sticks is yeah. So I'm just trying to figure out, we could figure out some stuff too, because I don't like no regular sticks. So
Yeah, see, that's me. Like I love, my big deal is authenticity. So like for me is my feel unique and is my look unique. You know what I mean? So for me, both these sticks that you're displaying are hitting on both of those categories. You know what I mean? So it's like okay, well, yeah, I'm definitely gonna be talking to you because like I said, it was a huge debate, and like I told you, me and Ronell had talked about it. Like, should we just start our own company and find somebody to turn the sticks, and just how should we, you know what I mean? Like, how should you go about that? Because and we were talking about like having product as a musician and how important that is, and being able to monetize like who you are and building a brand and things of that nature. So, but yeah, no, like I mean, for me, like I'm probably gonna order some and play. You know, at the clinic, I'm gonna play with some.
The sticks that are going to the clinic are basically merch sticks. They're not weighted because
right.
They're just going to be for raffling.
Right.
But the custom line of sticks and the setup kit and the weight distribution sticks, those are unique to each individual.
Right.
When I first started, I traveled around North Carolina, South Carolina, and I used to do stick clinics where all the drummers would come into a hotel room, and basically I would custom fit each one of them individually, and there'd be a drum kit up there on stage. And soon as if you put a back weighted stick in one hand and a front weighted stick in the other hand and start playing, you're going to say they're so drastically different. And then you switch the sticks to different hands and you say, okay, it's not my hands that are different. These sticks are different. Yeah. This one seems like it's playing on its own, and this one, it's an effort to play. I says, okay, well, you're a front-loaded guy or you're a back-loaded guy. Right. So let's now get the weights exactly the way you need them. And then all of a sudden, when the stick disappears in their hand and they feel like they're like floating, that's your combination. 157, 167, all different combinations. And that's basically where the weights are placed throughout that stick. But, you know, again, a lot of those, up until up until I patented that, the only way to get weight was to put that extra wood on the stick.
Right.
And that was, I played those wooden things, and the ones with the grooves in them. I played all those, and it was very awkward for me also.
Yeah.
You got a collection. What you got there?
Well, I'm trying to see, is this how you measure a stick?
No, man, you can put a ruler to it.
Okay, so
he messing with you.
No, I'm just saying, you know.
I'm trying to figure it out.
That's a 16-inch stick.
Is it a 16-inch stick?
Yeah, that's a 16-inch stick. So these are two sticks I play with. Okay. And that's the difference in the length.
Right?
Yeah.
So right there, that's probably a 16 and a half or 17-inch stick.
Well, this one's 16.
Okay.
And this one's probably 15 3/4 or something.
Okay.
I mean, it's not that much difference, you can see.
Well, we look up the specs online for the ones that you play with that feel just right in your hand. And
well, like I say, I use this one for more jazz stuff. Because it's a lighter stick and I don't have to be a beast. And I use this one when it's beast time, when it's beast mode.
Get a load of this. I have a couple of clients that have different weight combinations for different hands.
Yeah, I can see that. I can see that.
Because their left hand, they use a traditional grip and they want more forward balance, so their weights are in the front. And then, but then they switch their sticks when they go to a grip, a match grip. Again, each one has their own mojo. They have their own mode.
Yeah.
But, there are some drummers that have drastically different weight combinations for different hands, which is kind of. I mean, we all have dominant hands, whether we're left or righty. We have a dominant feel. And imagine being able to fine tune each one of those hands. That's good for you.
Yeah.
Great Phil, I'm telling you.
Yeah, I'm excited to get some made and to do that whole process. You know, and yeah.
Well, you talk about what I asked you what you're doing during this very irregular time. My joy is building sticks, you know, in the shop during this, and my international business is picked up because internationally a lot of this pandemic stuff is in some areas is getting really under control, and so they're starting to play internationally, and my international business, and it costs like $35 just to ship these sticks. And sometimes I feel kind of terrible, but these drummers says, no, I don't care if it costs $100. These sticks make me a better drummer.
Yeah,
And but my joy is getting the joy out of other drummers being the best they could be right now.
Right.
I can't wait though to get behind a set of drums again and play. Oh, God.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, and so for me, like something else that I'm doing outside of like playing drums is I've been doing a lot of videography work for people, or doing like media stuff as well. So like that's something that I'm pretty good at. Like even running this particular service, like doing live streams and stuff. That's how I actually got hooked up with helping out Soul Tone down here, Rod, because he was asking for my expertise to help him with the live stream for the drum clinic. And then just in conversation, he was just like, well, man, you know, I want you to be the artist for it. And I'm like, okay, like, huh? Like what? Like I was helping you with the live stream. Like how did we get to me playing? You know what I'm saying? Like, so it was cool. I wasn't tripping. I was like, well, I'm gonna be there anyway. So I mean, if you need me to play, it's cool. I'm not, you know, it's all good. And now it kind of turned into now, you know, building something else to where now being able to foster these relationships and build a rapport with people, I think is pretty dope. And so yeah, man, I'm excited, man. Like I said, I was talking about doing my own stick anyway. And we were talking about how come companies don't have it to where a portion, and me and Rodnell talk about stuff like this all the time. How come drum companies don't often have a model to where the musicians who are a part of the company are making money from the sticks that they're selling, right? Because, right, it's kind of like, well, yes, I am partnering with this company as an endorsee or however that process works, but it's like you're kind of left out to dry where you're getting a discount, but you're not able to make anything. So it's kind of like playing football in college. You know what I'm saying? Like, like you get the jersey and the college gets the money, but it's kind of like you're not really able to make anything from doing that process. You know, so that's pretty cool too that you guys are doing that in that way.
We before we did the featured drummer, and right now the only featured drummer on there is a guy from Norway,
right?
And he was one of the inspirations for the TK Mo, but I have some drummers, North Carolina, South Carolina, a little bit on the coast there, going down, that order 24, 36 pair of sticks. I'm saying, how can you go through so many sticks? And he says, well, I sell them. I says, you sell them? Well, you're not getting them for cheap. He says, you don't understand. They love the way they feel. Once they play it, they want to buy it right then and there.
Exactly.
So, you know, there's one customer, a young kid, he's buying 30, 40, 50 pair at $15 a pair. And I says, okay, what do you sell them for? He says, well, I make okay. And so I says, okay, well, all the power to you. But then in my mind, I says, why don't I just feature these on the website where if someone orders your sticks, they're going to get their name engraved on the opposite side of where your name is, your weight combination, your marketing, and you're marketing your brand, your stick, and you're also getting $2-3 a stick, a pair.
Right.
And that's passive income. You're not doing anything, just all you're doing is on the featured page. And so that was one of the inspirations where I says, okay, let me just, you know, get that function going on the website. And I can't wait to load it up with more drummers. Yeah.
I mean, well, you know, maybe I'll
get ready.
Maybe
get ready for us.
Yeah, maybe we'll be on there too. I'm excited. Look, I'm trying to, because look, to be honest with you, I have one more pair of my sticks left, and I have another pair of sticks that my buddy got me because I sold all of my other ones.
Okay.
So I was getting my sticks. The sticks I had got made, they were custom sticks made, and I think I was getting them for like maybe $10 a pair, right?
Wow.
With my logo on them, with everything on them, with my custom dimensions. And so I would sell my sticks for, you know, $17, $18, $20 at times. Right. And I'm making that difference. So that's why I was saying, like, if I could find somebody who does all of that process and I just market them and I'm still able to get a little kickback, I would be cool with that.
Well, we have a classic series also where
Yeah.
it's there's no weights. It's just a 5A, a 5B. You want a little bit off, I can take a little bit off the diameter. You want a different tip. You want a 17-inch length. And those are $12.95.
Okay.
But you get your name lasered on them.
Right.
So I envision the featured drummers, you have your weighted sticks and also you have a classic series. So you have a custom series and a classic series.
Yep.
I mean, in order for me to get a regular stick, I got to drill each individual hole. It has to be perfect so it's centered and it doesn't compromise the strength of the stick.
Right.
Then I have to load it with malleable metal, punch the metal in and bang the metal in, plug it, glue it, wait overnight, and sand it smooth so it's back to where it used to be. And so it's very labor intensive.
Sure.
And I don't have anybody do that but me. When I first started, I had cuts in my hands because I can't wear gloves when I work. I got to put my skin to the wood.
Yeah.
I had deep gashes in my hand from handling and sanding and perfecting each stick. But I envision the featured drummers to have a page, to have a classic series where it's just, I get the stick, I laser it, I put your 17-inch on it, I put your name on it, I'll logo their name on it for another $3. You get the $3. What do I'm just printing. That's gravy for me.
Yeah.
And again, it also allows you to do what you do, which is market your brand.
Right.
You don't want to market and build. That'll just get you nowhere. You just want to market if that's what your expertise is.
Exactly. Yeah.
It took me a long time to get to where I am as far as getting the sticks down to perfection. And I'm not saying that I'm perfect in every way, but it's been 10 years now, and this is all I do because I'm retired, and I love doing what I'm doing.
Yeah. And see, I'm all for being a part of things that ultimately cater to what you're looking for, but at the same time will help to give back and to consider the people that you're working with as partners and not just as distributors with your name on it. You know what I mean? Like, because at the end of the day, when you're trying to deal with the company to enhance what you're doing, it makes what you're trying to do a lot easier to have that conversation about because it's not something that everybody is getting. You know what I mean? So I know a goo gobbler drummer, especially out here in the Bay, who are always looking for what's the next thing, what's the next whatever, and will be willing to pay for those type of sticks because they want that custom sound and that custom feel, and they're looking for things to be able to better enhance their plan. So yeah, we'll definitely be in conversation. I'll be reaching out to you for sure. So but yeah, so this is pretty cool. So Tony, you got anything to say before we head out?
No, we're just gonna close it off, and I'm just gonna thank everybody that was a part of this panel on today, and I'm just looking forward to the 29th.
Yeah,
I will be having Mo Drumsticks with me on that particular day, and we will be having the giveaway on the Mo Drumsticks, because that's all I'm gonna be talking, Mo Drumsticks, because I did Soul Tone last year, the year before. I'm gonna be doing Mo Drumsticks this year. So it's gonna be August 29th at 10 p.m. 10 a.m. Sorry, I'm about to mess up everything. 10 a.m. Please come out and let's make this clinic happen.
Yes, sir. I'm ready. I'm ready to play. Listen.
Hey, anybody want a friend? If you guys want to friend me on Facebook, you can go there so we can start conversation. And hey, Roderick, thanks a lot. Hey, how are you with your drumsticks? I gotta get you. I didn't even think of putting a pair in. I got to build you a pair of sticks, man. I appreciate you doing all this for me. I really do, Roderick.
Yeah, let's do that. That's what I was getting ready to talk to you about anyways.
Yeah, you earned your sticks, man. That's for sure. I
Appreciate you,
that,
big
sir.
bro.
All right, I appreciate you all.
Well, yeah, I mean, so we can, thank you for everybody who came in today. Thank you for everybody who was able to stay to the end. Look, we started off with quite a few.
Started off with about 6 people, huh?
Whatever, but yeah, it's all good, man. We're excited about what's happening here for Drummers United, and yeah, man. I mean, it's just kind of a thing to where we'll be able to, play and come together and have some critical conversations regarding how to take drumming to the next level. This year is one of the flyers. Is several of them kind of circulating around right now, but again, this is happening on August 29th from 10 a.m. until, and yeah, it's going to be quite a few musicians there and quite a few cats who can really play some drums and have some conversations about studio programming, drum technique, different cats playing the different music and different styles, different genres that'll basically enhance your playing overall. So I'm excited to be a part and glad that I'm able to help impact this in any way possible. And man, let's just continue to grow and to develop as drummers, as musicians, as artists, and even, as drum companies, so it's a pretty sweet deal to have these conversations. And yeah, we'll definitely be reaching out to you in regards to how to, move together in the future, Tino, because this is definitely something I want to be a part of. So thank you for everybody who tuned in, and we'll be in touch with you guys.